everybody. Today myself, Mona, and my friend Siddharth, we made a project on the topic the Heron's Fountain. So let's know something about it. So the Heron's Fountain is a hydraulic machine invented by the first AD inventor, mathematician and physicist Heron of Alexandria. Heron studied about the pressure of air and steam and described the first steam engine and also built toys that would spurt water. One of them is known as the Heron's Fountain. The various versions of Heron's Fountain are used today in physics class as a demonstration of principles of hydraulics and pneumatics. So, how does it work? Well, the Heron's Fountain is a hydraulic machine that demonstrates the principles of hydraulics and pneumatics. The flow of water from the high gravitational potential energy to the low gravitational potential energy causes a fountain to form due to increasing pressure on the inside of the system. So, let's see how it works. So, first of all, what I have done, I have filled water in this bottle and then I have tilted it so that the water comes in this bottle. So now, let's see. When I pour water to here, you can see the non-stop fountain has started. So let's see why. So when I pour water in here, the water passes down to the bottom bottle, and from the bottom bottle, the air is pushed to the second bottle. And from the second bottle, all the water is pushed up through here, and hence the fountain forms. Thank you.
Extract your own DNA. DNA is like a computer program, but far more advanced than any software ever created. I am Ayushi Kushwaha. Along with me, my group members are Avantika Saxena, Ria Amin, Divyanka Mishra, and Trisha Gada.
Hello everyone, I am Avantika Saxena and today I am going to explain about my topic, extract your own DNA. DNA is a molecule of two polynucleotide cells that combine with each other. Deoxide DNA is a chemical found in the nucleus of a cell that contains blueprint and is responsible for development and function of living organisms. DNA and RNA are nucleic acids. It compared a set of blueprint and as contains instructions how to perform cells. The instructions are divided into segments along the strand of DNA known as genes. Genes are made up of DNA. Genes provide code for production of proteins and control hereditary conditions such as eye color or behavior. Proteins determine cell functions and so known as whether it's a skin cell, a blood cell, a bone cell, etc. and how it performs it. Materials needed for DNA extraction are glass, test tube with tight fitting lid, isofil that contains 70% concentration and is still in freezer for many hours, dropper bottle, paper cup, hand gloves, a lab apron, salt, bottle or distilled water and liquid hand soap.
Let us create a saline solution in a beaker. Pour 25 ml of distilled water in the beaker. Now, add 2 lap scoops of salt. Stir until the salt is completely dissolved. To the paper cup. Without swallowing, drink a mouthful of the solution from the paper cup and swish it back. It's best to do this with a clean mouth. Spit your mouthwash solution back into the cup. Then, bend the cup into a sort of spout and pour the mouthwash solution into the test tube until it fills about 1/2 inch of the bottom of the test tube. Carefully add 2 drops of the liquid soap. Tilting the test tube approximately 45 degrees, use the dropper to add 20 drops of the chilled isopropyl so it slides down the test tube without disturbing the solution. Since it's less dense, the isopropyl will sit atop the mouthwash and soap solution. Now, tightly put the cap on the test tube. And very slowly and gently tilt it upside down, then right side up 3 times. Do it carefully so as not to make bubbles. At this point, you should begin to see a milky white thread, possibly interspersed with bubbles, appear between the solution and the isopropyl. That's your DNA. If you wish, insert your stir rod into the test tube and gently wind the DNA around it. Let us deduce our project. When we swish the salt water around in our mouth and scraped our teeth along the inside of our cheek, we were also collecting cheek cells. The salt helped them clump together. The decreasing agents in the soap work to break down the cell membrane to release the DNA, which is housed inside the cell's nucleus. Gently mixing the soap and mouthwash solution ensured you didn't break up the DNA clumps too much. The strand of clumped together DNA would have eventually dissolved in the salt water, but since it's not soluble in isopropyl, it precipitates out where the liquid layers meet.
A very good morning, respected teachers and my dear friends. Today I, Anushka Sinha from grade 8B, would like to present before you that how was the formula for area of a circle derived. A circle is a closed plane geometrical shape. In other words, a circle is a closed curve with its outer line equidistant from the center. The formula for area of a circle is pi r squared. But from where did the formula arise? Here, a circle is equally divided, and now I am going to arrange it into a parallelogram formation. Therefore, area of a circle is equal to area of a parallelogram, which is equal to base into height. Height is equal to the radius of the circle. To find out the base, we look at the circumference of the circle. Here, a thread covering the circumference of the circle is seen. When we compare both of them, we see that the base is half of the circumference. The formula for the circumference is 2 pi r. Now, when we combine, we cut the 2's and the base is equal to pi r. So now, base into height is equal to pi r into r. When we combine both the r's, we get pi r square, which is equal to area of parallelogram and is equal to area of circle. Thank you.
Hello friends, I am Vansh Palija from 8B.
And I also Shikava from 8th A.
Today we are here to present you our Nirmaan project 2020. For this project, we are using an empty glass bottle, oil, water, food color and a disprint tablet. So let's get started with our project. First we'll pour some oil in the glass bottle.
The bottle has to be filled more than the half.
Now we'll pour little amount of water. Now we'll pour some amount of food color. Now we'll put 1 tablet of Disprin. Now, see, can you see the bubbles coming up from the Disprin tablets? This is the concept of the lava lamp. This is used for decorations and general purposes.
This red color resembles the lava erupting from the volcano.
Good morning everyone. Today I, Miracle, am here to share my experience on this project, hydraulic lift. This hydraulic lift works on two wind pipes and two wind tubes. And the wind tubes works as a wind compressor. And this wind pipe is used as a force. And force applied to the wind helps in carrying a good power. By which this lift works, like I'll show. Just like you saw, it pulled up thing, but it can also go down by reversing the formula. Okay, let's talk about the advantages of this hydraulic lift. The advantages of the hydraulic lift is that it is very cheap than the other lifts and is very easily fixable, and it is very hard to make these things. In the 19th century, it was very famous in those things and was the top in that top of the hydraulic lift in the 19th century. Now it is very common in the buildings, and this can be also permanently used by pistons and redstones. The disadvantages is if there is even a puncture or a hole in the tube, it might take and replace a wind tube for an expensively. Thank you.
Ashita Bhatia from 8th B roll number 2.
Hello, I am Priya Bhatia from 7D roll number 14.
This game is known as the T-Rex Runner game.
This game is meant for the people who do not have strong internet connectivity.
This game has various features, but before starting this game, we have some important features by which we could play this game like a pro.
This button is to restart the game. The spacebar is used for the T-Rex to jump over the cactus. We can use the upper arrow key for the same. Now Ashita will tell some important functions about this T-Rex game.
This game is known as a T-Rex game. Using this game, I have made this game using an editor that is known as the P5 editor. I can use the pause button, I can use the rewind button to play this game or to start or stop this game. I have used various features using this game, that is the var function, load image function, the setup function. So in this game I have used various pictures even so that I could make this game more attractive. On your left hand side there are many pictures that I have used in the game. So first picture is the most important, our T-Rex. The second picture is our cactus. The third picture is our playground, that is our ground. And the fourth picture is the sun and the restart button, and then the clouds and the sky. The score button is also a picture. The numbers counting are being played by the functions. Function reset is for the game state play, so that I could reset the game again and again whenever I want. This is the function reset. So we have a console window that tells us that the function that we have approved is been accepted by the
editor or not, or it's a wrong function, or we are using some grammatical error using this. Over here we are only supposed to use the small letters. The capital letters are not approved in this game. Thank you for watching.
Good morning to all teachers and my dear friends. Today I and my group will introduce human cyborg. A cyborg is a portmanteau of a cybernetic organism, is a being with both organic and biometric body part. The term was coined in 1960 by Manfred Klein and Nathan Klein, but cyborg may also be portrayed as looking more like robots or more like ordinary humans. An organism which is partially mechanical and partially biological is called cyborg. The Star Wars character Darth Vader is a good example for a cyborg. He is the person whose body has been improved from technology. He is mainly but not entirely human. Thank you.
Harbison is a Spanish-born British-Irish cyborg artist and activist for trans species rights in New York City. He is best known for being recognized as the first person to have an antenna implanted in his skull and is legally recognized by the government as the first cyborg. He has an antenna in his head which picks up vibrations of colors like ultraviolet colors and infrared and can receive telephone calls and satellite images directly in his head. Neil Harbison is one of these people. The artist was born with complete color blindness. Far from a disability, Harbison considers his natural worldview as an asset.
How does the cyborg work? The cyborg antenna is a sensory system created to extend color perception. It has been implanted and also integrated in Harbison's head, and it sprouts from within his occipital bone. It has been permanently attached to Harbison's head since 2004, and it allows him to feel and hear colors as audible vibrations inside his head, including colors invisible to the human eye such as infrareds and ultraviolets. The antenna also allows internet connection and therefore the reception of color from other sensors or from satellitism and send audible vibration through his skull. Harbison began developing the antenna at college in 2003.
Human cyborg. Harbison has given permission to 5 friends, one in each continent, to send color, images, video or sound directly into his head. If he receives color while asleep, his friends can color and alter his dreams. The first public demonstration of skull transmitted image was broadcast live on a chat show. The first person to make a phone call directly into his skull was Ruby Wax. Reason: Neil Harbison chose to be a cyborg as he smiles disarmingly. It's a new body part, he says, pointing at it. When I was studying music in England, I decided to create a new organ for the sense of color because I didn't want to wear technology. I wanted to have an organ that will allow me to sense color. Thank you.
A brain-computer interface or BCI provides a direct path of communication from the brain to an external device, effectively creating a cyborg. After the patient is unconscious, through anesthesia, brain pacemakers or electrodes are implanted into the region of the brain where the cause of the disease is present.
Conclusion. With this we conclude that the cyborg is both a product of social reality and of fictionalized inscription that enhances human capabilities. In the incarnation, the cyborg becomes a coherent. Therefore, it blurs the boundary between reality and fiction. Thank you.
A very warm welcome to everyone present here. Today we have made a project on the topic colonization of Mars. Organizations have proposed plans for a human mission to Mars, but no person has set foot on the planet. However, landers and rovers have successfully explored the planetary surface and delivered information about conditions on the ground. Reason for colonizing Mars. The only reason for colonizing Mars include pure curiosity, the potential for humans to provide more in-depth observation researches than unmanned rovers, economic interest in its resources, and the possibility that the settlement of other planets could decrease the likelihood of human extinction. Now my friend Taita will further continue.
Difficulties and hazards include radiation exposure during a trip to Mars and on its surface, toxic soil, low gravity, the isolation that accompanies Mars, distance from Earth, a lack of water, and cold temperatures. Earth is similar to Venus in bulk composition, size, and surface gravity, but Mars' similarities to Earth are more compelling when considering colonization. Now my friend Mahi will continue.
Similarities of Mars and Earth. The Martian day is very close in duration to Earth. A solar day on Mars is 24 hours and 39 minutes. Mars has an average surface area which is 28.4% of Earth, which is slightly lower than the dry grounds on Earth. Mars has half the radius of Earth and 1/10 the mass of Earth. Mars has a lower density and a smaller volume than Earth. The conditions on Mars are similar to those on Earth in terms of sunlight and temperature as compared to the other planets and moon. Now my friend Peher will continue.
Equipment for colonization of Mars. Colonization of Mars requires a wide variety of equipment. Both equipment directly provides services to humans and production equipment provide food, water, energy, propellant and breathable oxygen. In order to support human colonization efforts, basic requirements will be basic utilities, water, oxygen, local communication, waste disposable, water recycling, habitats, shop storage facilities, shop workspaces, airlock for pressurization and dust management. Now my friend Molly will continue.
To be fair, there is no shortage of ideas for how human beings might establish a colony on the red planet. They are also quite detailed, ranging from different kinds of structures that could be built, how they would be built, what they will be built from, and how they will be protected from the elements. They should have to be in order to address the many challenges that living in Mars would present. This includes extreme distance from sea, unbreathable atmosphere, extreme temperatures, increased exposure to radiation. Now my friend Tatwa will continue.
Hence the conclusion is, from these many proposals and ideas, a picture of Martian settlement begins to appear. This is in keeping with our growing interest in Mars and evolving plans to explore the planet. And while the challenges may be great, the proposed solutions are both innovative and potentially effective. Whether or not we should colonize Mars, the fact remains that we can give the right commitment and enough resources. And if and when we do, we already have a pretty good idea of what Martian colonies might look like. Thank you.
Good morning, teachers and students. For this year's Nirmaan exhibition, we are making a cardboard projector.
This is a homemade projector made up of magnesium glass, a shoebox and some pieces of cardboard for making the phone stand.
To watch some movies and videos or just simply watch some pictures, all you have to do is play a video and put your phone upside down and simply just turn off the lights.
Hyperloop is a conceptual transportation system to the lower cost and travel time relative to the current high-speed rail system. Elon Musk and the team of engineers from Tesla and SpaceX proposed this idea in August 2013. This train will transport passengers at the remarkable speed of 1,200 km per hour.
It has key features that set it apart from these vacuums, tubes and high-speed train tracks. The passenger capsules are propelled by air pressure like in vacuum tubes but by electronic magnetic motors similar to ones featured in Tesla cars and railguns.
The tube tracks do have a vacuum, but they are not completely free of air. Instead, they have low pressure inside of them. Most things moving through air will end up compressing the air in front, so creating a cushion of air that shows the object down, but the Hyperloop will feature a compressor fan which will redirect the air to the back of the capsule for additional propulsion.
Advantages of Hyperloop. Hyperloop are faster and cheaper than car or train travel. It's less polluting than air travel. It's also quicker and cheaper than traditional high-speed rail. It can also withstand an earthquake. Will be able to reduce traffic congestion.
Good morning everyone. My name is Krishna and our topic is creating a game with Scratch. I want to start explaining you with the importance of games. Games are a fundamental way that humans interact and learn. They provide so many benefits for people of all interests and abilities. Children especially love playing games and these activities provide such a great opportunity for them.
You were thinking, what is Scratch? Let me help you through it. Scratch is a visual based programming language that is targeted primarily at children aged 8 to 16 to help them learn code. Users of this website can create online projects using block like interface. This service was created at MIT Media Lab, which has been translated into 70 plus languages which is spread throughout the world. It is taught in after school centers, schools, colleges, and public knowledge institutions. As of 2020, the community statistics of the world's language website shows over 39 million projects shared by over 38 million users with 36 monthly website visits. Now my friend Zayan will take over.
You might be interested to know who is the creator of Scratch. His name is Mitchell Resnick. Mitchell Resnick was born on June 12, 1956. Is Lego Peppard Professor of Learning Research, Director of the Okawa Center, and Director of the Lifelong Kindergarten Group at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT Media Lab. As of 2019, Resnick serves as head of the Media Arts and Sciences Academic Program, which program grants master's degree and PhDs at the MIT Media Lab.
Okay, now to the main point. This game is made by us. We use Scratch programming language for this game. Mainly, this game is about a huge space gang who has stolen our spaceship, created by the best scientists on Earth. We need to make our way to the boss by defeating its old gang until he turns up. We need to kill him and destroy our spaceship too, as it is very harmful for the universe. We all made this game by our coordination. Now my friend Zayan will tell you more about this project.
This project is made by the use of motion codes to move the player ships around its x-axis. Here we have used the clone technique to make the clones of the enemy ship hit the player. The player upgrade his shooter from single to double, double to triple, and triple to multiple shots. And from collecting the coins which he has eliminated from the ships, the explosion scenes are made possible by using list, which make a explosion scene right there. Here is a short gist of how the game is played. Thank you.
불타오르네.
years of cars, as many cars were invented, the demand in new features also increased, such as comfortable seating and security system. This led to buyers attract towards this car. As many buyers increased, this led to traffic on the roads. And now we are in 2020s, which is the future of cars. And in the future of cars, we have created such a vehicle can make you travel from one destination to another in a shorter period of time. That is the flying car. Flying car is a kind of personal aircraft which leads you to travel from one destination to another through air, and that also in less time. And there are companies to be known such as Aviomobile and Porsche building flying cars, but now these are just a concept, and we have created a model of a flying car which looks how when it will be launched in the market, how it will look. It might look like a normal car, but when it wants to fly, it would convert itself in a flying car.
A flying car is a type of person and vehicle or loadable aircraft that provides door-to-door transportation. The term flying car is also sometimes used to include hover cars.
Our project is made by an old model car, and we have attached two DC motors with two waste fans, and to make the car move, we have also attached an RC motors. We have also used two 9-watt batteries. For the background, we have used a white chart paper and some colors.
Flying car can be used in the future as a personal airmobile. It would be used to travel long journeys in less time, and also like a business vehicle to pick up people from long destination, and can also be used as an emergency vehicle such as police car. So after having so many uses of flying car, I will tell you some advantages and disadvantages of flying car. Advantages of flying car are lower emissions, reducing traffic pollutions, and frees up the city roads for pedestrians and cyclists. Disadvantages of flying car are flying car cannot be made a safe method of transport because people may talk on the phone and read magazine while using flying car. Also, the rate of accident may drastically increase, and once they crash into another, the chance of being alive are very less, and once they fall on the ground, killing pedestrians.
LV Liberty is the world's first flying car, invented in 2001. Pioneer World Waterman invented the first flying car. In 2025, flying cars will lead the market. Among $1.3 million will be the cost for the flying car. Presenting our model, the flying car.
Sorry if I'm still obsessed with you. Sorry if I'm still obsessed with you. I know you'll be okay if I go.
Hello everyone, here we are presenting the project based on life before and after COVID-19. On the first side of the project, we can see life before COVID-19, where most of the places are busy and crowded. On the other side, we are showing the life after COVID-19. We can see that most of the places are empty and less crowded. This project is made by the following people.
Respected teachers, today I, Aaron Boodle from 8th B, would like to speak on my topic, life before and after COVID-19. Frequent visits to shopping mall, movie theatre, dining at restaurants, celebrating birthdays with friends, holiday travel, family visits, hugs and handshakes, all rescinded from our list of privileges. Have you ever cherished your visits to these places with attitude of gratitude in the past? Doubtful. Worse still, we humankind took everything for granted. and continue to exploit and spoil our environment for selfish goals. Yes, changes happened after World War I and II and after earlier pandemics, but COVID 19 created the big time change of peacetime, which is history defining. Maybe we are the last generation with the experience of watching movies in cinema halls, shopping at crowded shopping markets, attending weddings, religious functions, public meetings, etc. with huge fellow crowd of companions. Who knows? But this COVID-19 has left a devastating effect on economy. Thank you.
The COVID 19 pandemic has resulted in over 4.3 million confirmed cases and over 290,000 deaths globally. It has also sparked fears of an impending economic crisis and recession. Social distancing, self isolation, and travel restrictions have led to a reduced workforce across all economic sectors and caused many jobs to be lost. Now, my friend Kripa will continue.
Reduction in physical contact. I love people dearly and I relish in the joy of a good hug and handshake from friends and family members. It is common to extend a hand for a handshake, especially when meeting someone for the first time. I can't help but wonder if this type of physical contact will change after COVID 19. I think people will be more reluctant to have physical contact with others and we will see a reduction in gestures such as hugs and handshakes. Responding to a cough. Unfortunately, many patients with IPF also suffer a debilitating cough that can turn heads in public based on the assumption that we are contagious. Following the pandemic of a global respiratory virus, I can only imagine the stares that those of us with chronic cough will receive. Fear might grip those who hear this cough and they might keep their distance from us for a long time to come. Perhaps this isn't a bad thing, especially for those of us who are immunocompromised.
Family-oriented society. During these difficult days, families are working together to protect all the members from harm. Every member is assisting with household chores, along with the caring for the children, elderly, developing stronger bonds. The post-COVID mindset will bring the protection of the family to the front line as a safety net against all future contingencies. Actually, the lockdown has brought the importance of family into focus. Annual fears about the virus. Some people predict that the COVID 19 season is similar to our annual cold and flu season. I can't imagine the fear that the people will have about this each year, or at least until a vaccine is available. Family-oriented society. During these difficult days, families are working together to protect all the members from harm. Every member is assisting with household chores, along with the caring for the children, elderly, developing stronger bonds. The post-COVID mindset will bring the protection of the family to the front line as a safety net against all future contingencies. Actually, the lockdown has brought the importance of family into focus. Annual fears about the virus. Some people predict that the COVID 19 season is similar to our annual cold and flu season. I can't imagine the fear that the people will have about this each year, or at least until a vaccine is available.
Disadvantage of COVID 19. The resilience of the agriculture sector has been tested by COVID 19 outbreak. A global crash in demand from hotels and restaurants has seen prices of agriculture commodities drop by 20%. Countries around the world have imposed a number of protective measures to contain exponential increasing spread. This includes social distancing, avoiding unnecessary travel, and a ban of congregation. Advice on self isolation upon contact with suspected carriers of virus is likely to impact the number of available inspectors and delivery staff, critically to ensuring verification and transportation of products. This will have pronounced implications for perishable goods such as meat and vegetable. Furthermore, markets have gone a step further by shutting down floor trading, which has impacted the ability to exchange commodities. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange is a recent example. Panic buying is further complicating shortage beyond supermarket and shelf. This is a drawing made by me. In this drawing, I wanted to show that the peoples are going from urban areas to rural areas. But earlier, it was completely different. People were coming to urban areas for the employment of job opportunities.
Before the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, the air around us have been deemed very toxic to breathe in due to the amount of greenhouse gases that had been emitted over the centuries. The Earth faced rising temperature, which in turn led to melting of glaciers and rising of sea level. Environmental degradation was happening fast due to depletion of resources such as air, water, and soil. But after the coronavirus lockdown commenced, there have been slight changes in the environment. The coronavirus has given the wildlife a chance to regroup and make a return, as well as dramatically improve the clarity of water in the canal, usually so muddied and polluted by the boats traveling up and down them. One area where reduced level of NO2 are more prominent in Wuhan, the city in China where the coronavirus pandemic originated, which has seen 20% drop in NO2 level since a lockdown was enforced there in late January. Hence, I would like to conclude by saying thank you to all the doctors and nurses for protecting us from the coronavirus pandemic.
Struggle for existence with COVID. The economic aspect. This is a group project made by me, Apratim Betharia from 8B, Pratanu Bose and Rachit Sawant from 8th D. COVID-19 is the disease caused by a new coronavirus called SARS-CoV-2. This is a 3D model of coronavirus which is made using football, crepe paper, origami paper and Fevicol. WHO first learned of this new virus on 31st December 2019, following a report of a cluster of cases of viral pneumonia in Wuhan, People's Republic of China. What is coronavirus? How does the coronavirus spread? As of now, researchers know that the new coronavirus is spread through droplets released into the air when an infected person coughs or sneezes. The droplets generally do not travel much more than a few feet and they fall onto the ground or onto the surfaces in a few seconds. This is why physical distancing is effective for preventing the spread.
Good morning, teachers and my dear friends. Today I, Prathanu Bose, is going to speak about the topic Struggle with Existence with COVID, the economic aspect. In India, up to 53% of business have specified a certain amount of impact of shutdowns caused due to coronavirus on operation as per a FCCI survey in March. By 25th April, the unemployment rate had increased nearly 19% within a month, reaching 26% unemployment across India, according to the Center for Monitoring Indian Economy. Around 14 crores Indians lost employment during lockdown. More than 45% households across the nation reported an income drop as compared to the previous year. Various businesses such as hotels, airlines cut salaries and laid off employees. Revenues of transport companies in such as Ola cabs went down nearly 95% in March to April, resulting in 1,400 layoffs.
Hello, my name is Rachit Sawant and I am going to tell the ways to boost our economy during this pandemic of COVID-19. Invest in sustainable infrastructures. Infrastructure investments are an effective way to boost economic activity and create jobs. In 2008 and 2009, South Korea directed nearly 70% of its stimulus towards green measures. Investment done in clean energy and public transport by United States created jobs than traditional investments. Use of fiscal mechanisms for recovery and reliance. Fiscal mechanisms can help support recovery and reliance efforts while promoting low carbon development. The Indian government has announced an economic stimulus of 1.7 trillion and is announcing another bailout of 750 billions for micro, small and medium enterprises (MSME). MSME needs immediate financing to deal with our wage bills. The government can also infuse capital for them to undertake needed industrial energy efficiency upgrades. Thank you to all my teachers and
Very good morning to one and all present over here. Today I, Muskan Kartekar, with my group is gonna deliver a speech on our Nirmaan exhibition topic, a potato clock. A potato clock is basically a type of a clock which runs on converting chemical energy into electrical energy. Zinc and copper strips with a combination of potato helps in resulting a battery. A zinc strip is basically used as it dissolves with the phosphoric acid present in the potato. And hence, in a battery, zinc is also served as an anode and copper is served as an cathode.
Using the marker, label the potato A and B with the help of an adult. Cut two pieces of copper wire using a scissor or a wire cutter. These pieces should be 5 cm long. Open the battery compartment of the clock and remove the battery from insert. Insert a galvanized nail into each potato. Only insert half of the nail. Repeat the previous step of the copper wire and keep it away as possible from each other. Make sure they do not touch each other from inside. Connect the copper wire potato A to the positive terminal of clock's battery compartment using the first jumper wire. It is usually labeled by the symbol plus. Connect the galvanized nail of potato B to the negative terminal of clock's battery compartment using the second jumper wire. This negative terminal is usually labeled by the symbol minus.
How to make a potato clock. Did you know that the potatoes are great conductor of electricity? Now you can build a clock with no any batteries but simple regular potatoes. Learn on how to make a simple clock with just a regular potato. Materials required. In order to power a potato, you will need the following materials: 2 large potatoes, a marker pen, a pair of scissors or wires, 2 galvanized nails, copper wire, 3 jumper wires with alligator clips, a digital LED clock that uses one AAA battery or 1 AA battery. Now you can find easily galvanized nail, copper wire, jumper wire at all hardware shops.
Connect the galvanized nail of potato A to the copper wire of potato B using the third jumper wire. Now if you look at the screen of the clock, you will notice that the clock has turned on. So what did we learn here? In this project, the potato creates an electrochemical cell which converts chemical energy into electrical energy. The galvanized nail is coated in zinc, an element which chemically reacts with the copper in the wire. This reaction is known as electron transfer. So the potatoes both conduct electricity and keep copper and zinc apart from each other, allowing an electric circuit to be created. The movement of electrons generate electrical power for the clock.